Have you ever thought about how powerful Sirius Black really was in Harry Potter? What if he wasn't as heroic as he seemed? In today's video, you will find out why Sirius Black is one of the most controversial characters in the entire series. Sirius Black had a tragic fate, a rebellious spirit, and undeniable magical talent. But calling him a good character is not that simple. He was brave, loyal, and willing to fight for what he believed in. Yet his past was filled with reckless choices that led to serious consequences. From childhood, Sirius stood out. Born into the infamous Black family, he rejected their obsession with blood purity and refused to follow their path. His defiance led him to Gryffindor, where he found his true family, James Potter, Remus Lupin, and Peter Pettigrew. Together they became the Marauders, a mischievous and fearless group of friends. But his rebellious nature put him at odds with his own relatives. At 16, he ran away from home, cutting ties with the family that never truly accepted him. When Lord Voldemort rose to power, Sirius joined the Order of the Phoenix. He fought alongside James and Lily, even becoming the godfather of their son, Harry. But then came the ultimate betrayal. Peter Pettigrew, whom Sirius had always looked down on, revealed the Potter's hiding place to Voldemort. In one night, Sirius lost everything. His best friends were dead, and their murderer walked free. Consumed by rage, Sirius hunted down Pettigrew, only to be framed for his crimes. With a single explosion, Peter faked his own death, left a street full of bodies, and disappeared, leaving Sirius to take the fall. 12 years in Azkaban, 12 years of torment, locked away with soul-draining dementors. Yet somehow, Sirius endured. When he discovered that Peter was still alive, he did the impossible, escaped from Azkaban, something no wizard had ever done before. His only goal was revenge. But fate had other plans. Instead of killing Pettigrew, Sirius became a fugitive, forced to hide in the shadows. He watched over Harry from afar, longing to be the father figure his godson needed. Despite his hardships, Sirius was a formidable wizard. He fought Death Eaters, held his own in duels, and was one of the few wizards who could transform into an animagus at will. He resisted the soul-crushing effects of Azkaban for over a decade, something even seasoned wizards could not do. But was he truly great? Compared to legends like Dumbledore and Voldemort, his magic was not exceptional. His strength lay in his resilience, not in raw power. Yet, for all his heroism, Sirius was far from perfect. His childhood arrogance never left him. He bullied Peter Pettigrew, treating him as lesser, which may have driven Peter to betray the Potters. He tormented Severus Snape, turning his school years into a nightmare. Even as an adult, he was reckless, impulsive, and often blinded by emotions. His inability to think before acting led to his own downfall. His final moment, rushing to battle, facing his deranged cousin Bellatrix Lestrange, ended in tragedy. Sirius Black was complex, brave but reckless, loyal but flawed, a hero but not a saint. Some see him as a tragic figure, a man broken by fate. Others see a reckless troublemaker whose choices led to disaster. What do you think? Was Sirius Black a true hero, or did his own flaws seal his fate? The Black family was once considered the pinnacle of wizarding aristocracy. Ancient, powerful, and deeply devoted to blood purity, they saw themselves as rulers of the magical world. Their family motto, toujours pur, always pure, was not just words, it was a way of life. To be born a Black meant privilege, but it also meant strict rules, absolute loyalty, and a deep hatred for Muggle-borns. Yet one Black rejected it all. Sirius Black, the heir to the family legacy, became its greatest disgrace. From the moment Sirius could understand his family's beliefs, he felt like an outsider. His parents, Orion and Walburga Black, treated blood purity as sacred. They filled his childhood with lessons on wizarding superiority, tales of great ancestors, and warnings about the filth of the world outside. His mother, especially, was ruthless. She adored his younger brother, Regulus, who accepted the family's ideals without question. But Sirius? He questioned everything. At Hogwarts, the division became clear. Every Black before him had been sorted into Slytherin. It was expected, a tradition never broken. But when the sorting hat placed Sirius in Gryffindor, it was as if he had betrayed his entire bloodline. He wasn't just different, he was dangerous. His parents saw it as rebellion. For Sirius, it was liberation. Gryffindor gave him the family he never had. James Potter, Remus Lupin, and Peter Pettigrew became his brothers. He was no longer a Black. He was a marauder. Walburga never forgave him. Her fury turned to cruelty. When Sirius returned home during the summers, the house on Grimmauld Place felt like a prison. The Black family tree, proudly displayed in the grand hall, erased the names of those who dared to defy their beliefs. Sirius knew his name would one day be scorched from it too, but he didn't care. The more his mother raged, the more he distanced himself. At 16, he had enough. He packed his things and left. "She blasted me off the family tree," Sirius later told Harry, bitterness in his voice. "I was 16, ran away from home, left a note saying I'd gone, so of course she burned the lot of me." He found refuge in the Potter household, where he experienced for the first time what real family felt like. But the Blacks had their own dark secrets. One of them was Sirius's younger brother, Regulus. Unlike Sirius, Regulus obeyed their parents. He became a devoted Death Eater, a perfect son in their mother's eyes. Yet even he saw the darkness in Voldemort's reign. Before his death, Regulus secretly turned against the Dark Lord, stealing one of his Horcruxes in a desperate attempt to weaken him. It was a silent act of defiance, one that no Black would ever acknowledge. Sirius was not the only disgrace in the Black family. Andromeda Black, his cousin, was cast out for marrying a Muggle-born wizard, Ted Tonks. To the Blacks, this was the ultimate betrayal. They erased her name as if she had never existed. The family saw no love, only blood. Even Bellatrix Lestrange, the most fanatical of them all, believed the family's duty was to serve Voldemort. Their hypocrisy ran deep. They claimed to be pure, yet their bloodline was tangled with inbreeding, arranged marriages, and secrets they refused to speak of. They clung to a decaying ideology, convinced it made them strong, but in truth it was destroying them from within. Sirius saw it. That's why he ran. Yet even after all the years of hatred, of being cast out, Grimmauld Place remained his prison. When he returned there years later, he found his mother's portrait still screaming at him. The house reeked of its past, dark artifacts, twisted magic, the legacy he tried so hard to escape. He was free of the Blacks, but the Blacks were never truly free of him. Sirius Black was not just a rebel. He was proof that blood did not define destiny. He broke free, but at a cost. He lost his home, his family, and in the end, his life. But he never lost himself. That, more than anything, made him different from the rest of the Blacks.